Hello guys, this is Paul McWhorter with TopTechBoy.com, and we're here today with episode number 16 in our incredible new tutorial series where you're going to learn artificial intelligence or you're going to die trying. Now this is the homework solution edition where I show you my solution to the assignment that I gave you last week. And so we're going to be looking at my solution to the homework. How many of you guys were able to do the homework? If you were successful, leave a comment down below. I am legend. If you were unsuccessful, leave the comment. I folded up like a cheap Walmart lawn chair. So I will need you guys to be pouring yourself a nice strong cup of ice cold coffee. That would be straight up black coffee poured over ice. No sugar, no sweeteners, none needed. And as you're pouring your coffee, as always, I want to give a shout out to you guys who are helping me out over at Patreon. It is your support and your encouragement that keeps this great content coming. You guys that are not helping out yet, take a look down in the description. There is a link over to my Patreon account. Think about hopping on over there and hooking a brother up. But enough of this shameless self-promotion. Let's jump in and let's look at what I am going to teach you today. Now, the lesson number 16 that we looked at, I showed you how to do face recognition. That was, you could train your OpenCV model on a certain set of faces, and those faces that you train on, you can then find them in other images, new images with unknown people. You can search the people and you can find and box and label people you recognize. But we were doing it with training on still pictures and then recognizing on still pictures. And what your homework was to now make it work with live video. Really, it should have been pretty straightforward, and it was really kind of just putting together two programs that we'd already done. And so I'm hoping that you were able actually to do this without too much trouble. But let's just jump in and let's show you my solution. So we will come over here, and then what I will need you to do is open up the most excellent Visual Studio Code, and we come here, and what we are going to do is we're going to create a new program in our Python working folder, and I do believe this will be OpenCV-24 program-24.py, and the .py is pretty important, and boom, a fresh new Python program just waiting for you to write it. Now, I don't want you to put you through the tedious nightmare of me writing the complete code from scratch, because I sort of explained the facial recognition part sort of ad nauseum in the last lesson. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go grab that lesson, the code that we ended up with at the end of the last lesson. We're going to start with that. And so what I will need you to do is go to the most excellent www.toptechboy.com, and you want to search on AI for Everyone lesson 16 using this happy little search bar here. You should come to this lesson, and then this is the code that we did indeed end up with last time around. So we're going to right mouse click and we are going to copy, and then we are going to come here and we are going to paste. Okay, and so what we do here is we're importing OpenCV, we're importing facial recognition, we are setting up the font, and then we're training on various faces, and then we are looking at an unknown image, and then we're stepping through and recognizing faces in the unknown image. Well, one thing that we know for sure is that we are going to want the camera working. So we're going to go grab that code as well, just so that we don't have to type all that in from scratch. And remember, I think that we have that program under something called Faster Launch. I think if I search on Faster Launch, I should be able, Faster Launch. That no result was unexpected. Okay, there it is. Whew. That one scared me. What did I misspell? Faster or something? Did I misspell something? I don't know, but it did not find it. Okay, boom. Faster launch of webcam. There it is. So we're going to come down here and grab this code. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it And then I'm just going to paste it down here at the bottom. So I've got two programs. And now what I'm going to do is I've got to sort of incorporate this into this up here. But the first thing I want to do is I want to train it on two people in my household. Well, my household is kind of small, okay? And one person in the household did not want to participate in this little educational outreach effort. And so it will be me and one other person that I'm going to train on. But you can see that you can train on as many people as you want. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get rid of this Pence. And now I'm going to edit. I'm going to edit Don face and Nancy face for two different faces. And so I'm going to come to my demo images, to my known, and you can see that I am in there as Paul McWhorter. So I think that if I just come over here and instead of Donald Trump, if I just put my name, Paul McWhorter, like that, because I'm just labeling my file names on these pictures with first name space last name, even though you know that I really don't like to use spaces in file and folder names. In this case, it actually makes sense. And so instead of Don face, this will be Paul face. And then on face locations, instead of looking at Don face, we will look at Paul face. And then we will encode my face with Paul face encode. And then here we will indeed have Paul face. Okay. Now for Nancy face, we're going to change that to Gabe face. Now, of course, you'll be doing these with your own files, so you would have different names than me, but you can just kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, actually, that is face location. Okay, I shouldn't have changed that. And then here, we'll put Gabe face encode, and we do that on Gabe face. Now we've got to give it the face name, or we've got to give it the file name, and Gabe, the name on the file is Gabriella Joy. So that's what I need to put here, Gabriella space Joy, like that. Okay, now here we've got to kind of do a little bookkeeping here. My known encodings will be two. It will be Paul face encode, and it will be Gabe face encode, like that. Okay, then who are the persons in the names? Well, the corresponding to Paul face encode, the name would be Paul McWhorter, and then the name would be Gabriella Joy, like that. Okay, now here is where we probably need to start thinking about what we are doing. And I do believe I have an extra close there that would have caused me grief later on. Glad I found that. Okay, so now let's come up and let's start bringing that camera program up here, because you see what we're doing here is we're getting our unknown face. We're getting our unknown face from where? We're getting our unknown face from a file, and we don't want to do that. We want to get it from the camera. So we're going to come down here, and this is the camera program. All right, we've already imported CV2, so we don't need to do that again. And then all of this is just setting the camera up. So we're going to get all of that. We want all of that good stuff. So I Control-C to copy, I erase it so it's not just hanging around down there getting in our way. And then here, I'm going to put all that code to set the camera up. So we got width is 1280, height is 720. I do believe it would be a little better to make that 640, and I do believe half of that would then be 360. Okay, then we are going to run all this stuff, and I think I remember sometimes I'm 0 and sometimes I'm 1, so you always got to kind of play around with that to get it on the right one. But here is where we are going to want to kind of start the camera, and so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to get the while true. Okay, and I'm going to get these two lines of code, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and copy those two lines of code. I'm going to copy, and then right here is where I'm going to paste them right before I read the file. That was not good. Stop that. Okay, I'm going to put Control V for pasting. So while true. Okay, now instead of reading in frame, I am going to read in what from the camera? Unknown face. And why do I do that? Because then I think a lot of the variables are going to be good then. And then I've got unknown face. I don't want to do that. Okay, but I do want to convert unknown face to unknown face BGR, and I need to tab all of these things over. In fact, I'm just going to go and I'm going to tab everything over, because inside the while loop, everything needs to be tabbed over once. So I better go ahead and do that before I forget it. Okay. So we're just going to keep tabbing on over. Okay. And then we do the CV2 I'm show. So we do that. And now I just waited, but now I want to close out the camera elegantly. So what I need to do is I need to come down here and I need to get the if CV2 wait key break cam release and all that. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to do that. Okay, so the if should indeed be inside the while. So it's indented with the while. So that looks good. And then I do the cam release, and I see that I have not been doing destroy all windows, which is probably a good thing to do like that. Okay, so this actually should run, but now let's make sure we're doing everything we want. So now, instead of reading unknown face from a file, I'm going to read unknown face from the camera, and then I'm going to generate unknown face BGR. So I don't need to do that because unknown face now already is in BGR. Okay, unknown face is already in BGR, but what I probably need to do is I better create an RGB. Okay, because it's reading this in BGR, and what does face recognizer wants? It wants RGB. And so the face locations now should be unknown face RGB, and unknown encoding should be unknown face RGB. And then for face location, unknown location, and face locations unknown. Okay, so I take the unknown face RGB, which I get from the camera, and let's see, did I convert this? Yeah, RGB to BGR. Right, RGB to BGR, that's right. Okay. And then face locations is on the RGB image. Unknown encodings, I'm encoding the RGB image. That's the image that I grab from the camera that I convert to RGB. And then I am going to look, I'm going to step through the face locations and the unknown encoding. So I'm stepping through both where the person is, where the face is, and that face is encoding. Then the next face and its associated encoding, the next face and its associated encoding. So face location singular is one face location in the image, and unknown encoding singular is the encoding of that. So those two sort of step through together in the for loop. Then I get the top, the right, the bottom, and the left from face location singular. Okay, then I print face location just because I can. And then I'm going to put a rectangle around. Now I want to go back to the BGR because this is a CV2 command and it wants to be working on the BGR, which in this case is just the thing we read in, which is unknown face. Okay, and then I need the name is unknown person. If it doesn't find someone, if it finds a person that it doesn't know, it'll label them unknown person. If it recognizes them, then name is going to change down here to whatever it should be. I hope that makes sense. So then matches, we're going to look at knowing. We're going to look now at the unknown encoding. That is the encoding of the box face that I'm looking at now, and I'm going to compare it to everybody that I have trained on. And then I'm going to look for matches, okay? And then I'm going to find if there is a match, if true in matches, if there is a match, then I want to know which position match. Was it position 0, position 1, position 3, position 4? Where was the match? So I'm going to find the match index is where matches had the value true. And then that is going to be its position. I'm going to print its position. I'm going to print the name associated with that position. And then I'm going to get the singular name is the names of that position. And then I'm going to put that whole thing on unknown face because unknown face is already BGR. Could it really be that easy? Man, what kind of horrible mistakes did I make in here? I better take a swig of coffee. Okay, so let's see if this thing will recognize me anyway. All right, let's come up here and run this thing. So far, so good. So far, so good. Kind of happy it's not crashing. Seems to be taking a long time to run here. Why is it taking so long to run? Did I do something wrong? Error. Okay. Okay, so, yeah. This probably should be 0 for me because, right, remember my camera kind of switches back and forth. I said that, but I didn't go back and change it. So now let's see what happens. Okay, it's running. No crashes yet. Hoping for the best. I used to hold my breath when I was doing this, but then people got annoyed. Okay, 48. Oh, I did another unknown face BGR. Okay. I want to show unknown face. I should have seen that. Okay. Rookie mistake. Let's go. Did you guys do this? Were you able to do it? Are you going to post your solutions on YouTube? You know, I actually go look at your solutions when you do it. I really enjoy seeing people actually accomplish things. And so it makes me happy when you post your homeworks on YouTube. Okay. Boom. Look at that. Shazam. Paul McWhorter. All right. Let's see here. All right. I need a volunteer.
I will be a volunteer.
You going to be a volunteer? Come on in. Okay. Look at that. Uh-oh. What is your name?
Gabriella Joy.
Look at that. And it what? What does that say up there on the screen? You are not in the picture, young lady. You need to get over here. Okay, there. That's much better. Oh, look at that. And what does that say on your face?
Gabriella Joy.
And what does that say on the other one?
Paul McWhorter.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Gabriella Joy. How old are you?
4.
You're 4 years old. And can you read?
Yes.
And what kind of homework do you do every day?
Sometimes after I do math.
You do math? Okay.
And I read.
And you read. And you're a very good reader. You're reading at about a 2nd or 3rd grade level at 4 years old, just to brag on the little thing. And you're also very good in math. And you start by drawing your what in math?
Number line.
Your number line. And your number line helps you add and what?
Subtraction.
Subtraction is what?
Adding.
No, subtraction is the opposite of adding. It's take away, remember?
Take away.
Yes.
Minus.
Minus, you're right. So you're just doing real good. So look up at the camera and tell everyone hello.
Hello.
Okay. So one day are you going to learn how to program the computer?
Yes.
Remember you used to have a little computer. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
And you were working on it, but we had to leave that at Texas. So right now you don't have a little computer.
Why did you have to leave it?
I'm sorry. Are you upset that I left it? I'm sorry. Okay, give me a kiss. Can you give me a kiss? Okay. Do you have anybody else in the house you want to share? Are there anybody else in the house you think we should show? No?
Maybe Nana.
No? Who else? Someone small. Is he
Micah.
Is he here?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's at the other place.
Okay.
Happy face.
Okay, thank you, Gabriella. You can go back and you can go now. Thank you.
Welcome.
You're a sweet girl. Okay. All right. Boom. Look at that. Okay, so 2 people in the household, and it was working like a charm. But what you can see here is you can see that you can just train on as many people as you would like. You just continue to take this, you put them in the training folder, and then you can recognize it off video. I think this is pretty cool because you're to the point now. It took six 16 lessons isn't that bad, but it was really 32 videos because in this series of lessons, I've been giving homework and then homework solutions. So every lesson has 2 videos. But man, you know, I really want you to learn. And what makes me happy is when I see your homework and I see that you really learned it. And I really love it when you kind of go above and beyond what I did or above and beyond what I asked for. And some of you guys are doing really, really incredible work. So keep it up. Okay, next week, we're going to continue to move forward in learning more artificial intelligence. I'm kind of debating a couple of things of what I should actually do next week. One possibility is to actually jump in and start finding facial features. And remember that first video where I showed that you can like find every digit on your hand doing that. Or there's a little more that I could do with this in order to kind of let you see, a little bit more automated ways to train it. So I'm still debating that a little bit. Now, I'd be interested also in knowing what you guys are getting for your frame rate. You're probably getting about 4 or 5 frames per second. And that's about all you're going to be able to do on a CPU. If you want to go a lot faster than that, what you need is you need this to run on the GPU. You need to run it on your graphics card. But the problem is just the easy install OpenCV doesn't compile for the graphics card. And so to get face recognizer, dlib, and your OpenCV all running on the graphics card, that is like really, really complicated. And it sort of depends on what computer do you have, what graphics card do you have, what this. Now, if you're interested, you can go out and kind of dig a little deeper and figure out how to do that, like how to, run OpenCV, dlib, and face recognizer on the graphics card. And you can do this like blindingly fast. But I don't want to go down that path in this series of lessons because there are just too many different variables. What version of Windows, what hardware that you have, what, all those different things. It's just gonna generate probably more problems than it's worth. But if you're really interested in running fast, know that there is a solution to run fast. The other solution for running fast is if you do this on a Jetson Nano, because the Jetson Nano comes sort of with, I think 128 cores, 128 parallel processors. And if you run it on the Jetson Nano, which I think you can get for about $100, if you run it on the Jetson Nano, you're sort of natively running in there on that GPU. And I've gotten like 15 or 20 frames per second in really, high resolution facial recognition using the old Jetson Nano. Okay, guys, I really hope that you're having as much fun taking these lessons as I am making them. I am really enjoying this, and I'm really enjoying seeing that you guys are learning, and I just appreciate that you guys are a part of this channel. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. That thumbs up actually helps me with the Google juice. It exposes this video to more people when it gets thumbs up from the viewers. And also, if you just leave a comment down below, it helps me because it shows engagement with the user, and then YouTube will offer this to more viewers. And so you really help me with the thumbs up. You really help me when you leave a comment down below, and you really help me when you subscribe to the channel. Okay, guys, I will let you go now. Paul McWhorter from TopTechBoy.com. I will talk to you guys later.